What made you not bring a notebook?
I didn't watch that many movies.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Betamax.
I watched the one you recommended.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I watched like a documentary. But I saw the one you recommended to me yesterday, so I feel like it's still fresh in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I screenshot some stuff I do want to talk about because I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
But I want to hear like your thoughts on it too.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time, just so you know.
What movie?
The one I recommended
Oh,
to you.
okay.
It's been a while. But I did write down a couple things that I do want to mention before we're getting into like the main topic shit.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a dog funeral on Saturday.
A dog funeral.
Yeah. So from my understanding, when Anna told me about it, I thought it was gonna be like at somebody's house, like a service type of thing, you know, like a memoriam for their dog. It was at an actual pet cemetery.
I've never been to a pet cemetery.
I had no idea there was one even around here. It was in San Bernardino, like right off the freeway, like going towards like the casino. No, not the casino. The amphitheater, the San Manuel Amphitheater. Like if you're going all the way there, there's like a little league field. I don't know if you recognize that. Like right off the freeway.
No.
Well, like like a little down the street more, there's a legit pet cemetery. And like there's like a bunch of graves there. People like have like there was a grave for a monkey.
So, damn, I'm thinking like cats and dogs, like generic pets.
No,
But it's
like,
probably
well,
like
yeah, they had
iguanas
that.
and shit too, huh?
Probably there was horses.
Dang.
Yeah. But yeah, like I had no idea there was a pet cemetery around here. And,
No clue. How was it?
dude, I almost started crying
Yeah.
just because, like, you know how I feel about dogs. You know, I love dogs. I'm a little bitch when it comes to them, basically. But I have never met this dog, never met these people, either like Anna's friends and coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have no like connection, you know, to them at all. But just to seeing like their like sadness and like their mourning, their grief,
Yeah.
like, dude, that shit, I was like, fuck. Like it was heavy.
Oh, like everyone grieving.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about too, because I did the home euthanization
Yeah.
where they come to your house and
Yeah.
and I was thinking like, man, this doctor probably does this several times a week.
Yeah.
Like that shit must be like so stressful. I couldn't imagine being in someone's home, like
Yeah, dude.
not only like like seeing it, but being a part of it. Like you're the
Yeah.
one that's doing it. Like damn.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. And like the whole thing, like they had somebody like say a couple words and lowered the casket into the hole and like they let like
Oh damn! So it's like legit like
Yeah.
that. Oh okay.
like they had a casket and
That's
everything.
crazy.
And then, like they let family throw dirt.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
And like I was kind of walking around looking at some of the graves. Some of the animals have been there since like 1979, like buried there.
So it's an old cemetery.
Yeah, it's old. But yeah, there was a certain, I can't remember now, but I did take a picture of it, so I can't wait to see when I've developed the film.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like these 3 headstones on the ground, like right by the entrance, and it was very peculiar to me because the middle headstone had a name. I don't remember the name, so let's just say it was like Eddie.
Yeah, that's what's up.
No, it's like it had a name, and then to the left, the headstone said like the name's dog, and then on the other side it said like the name's like other dog. So I was like, what the fuck? There was 3 headstones though.
For one pet.
I don't know, like it looked like it was 3 buried there, but like the middle headstone was like somebody's name. I don't know if it was the pet's. Obviously, the pet's name is Pet Cemetery.
Yeah.
But like it made it seem that pet had its own pets.
That's weird, dude.
Yeah, I had never seen that. I was like, "Oh, that's strange." But I ended up like there was like dirt on one of them, so I cleaned it off and then I took a picture of it with my camera. So once I develop the film, I'll remember the name.
There's a YouTuber that goes around. Her entire content is she goes around to like old graves.
Yeah.
And cleans them up,
Oh, really?
like the headstones and all that,
Yeah.
and like ones that are like in really bad shape.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but she gets like a lot of shit too. But like I think it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's like people that died like in the early like 1900s that have been there forever.
Yeah, and like you could tell who gets visited, I guess,
Because of the graves.
because of the graves. Like either like some of them were like in really bad shape, like the pet graves that I was looking at. There were some that are like they're really bad shape. I was like, damn, like that's kind of sad, you know. But then there were some that like say the pet had died in like the 80s, and there's like fresh flowers. So I was like, damn, there's like family still coming. Like,
How do you feel about like graves?
oh no, I think it's like, uh, I think it's useless.
Okay, dude, you're twins.
I'm because me personally, I'm getting cremated. You know,
Yeah.
I'd rather like unless you put me in the ground with nothing, just my body, and
That's
let
what
me
I'm
be
gonna do.
absorbed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I don't
go
think
right
you're, I don't think you're allowed to do that. Though.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
not
closest,
legally.
I
Probably.
think the closest thing you could do to something like that is like be infused somehow to like be planted as a tree or something like that.
No, yeah, because I always feel like weird when people like visit graves, but that's also because me and you aren't like people of faith, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I see it like it's like, dude, that person's or that pet or whatever is gone. It's like in my head, I'm like, okay, all we got is memories now.
Yeah.
Because even like when my dog Milkshake died, I have his ashes, and I'm planning to spread them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my brother was like, "Why the fuck are you gonna spread him? Like, put him next to," because he put his dog down, I think like a year or so ago. He wanted to put them together. I'm like, dude, like it's more of a thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to just be kept in a box, like on a shelf collecting dust?
Yeah.
Like, just I want to spread them. Like, so. But like to me, it's a me thing. Like that's why like I always see like, I think it's kind of dumb because I just like you, I'd want to be like, just fucking throw me in a hole somewhere, dude. Like I do
dude.
not care.
Yeah.
Like at least I'll be food one last time to the bugs or something.
Because I mean, you have to think about it. Like, eventually, the Earth is just gonna be a bunch of dead bodies in it.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking rotted wood and corpses, basically.
Hell yeah.
But I mean, as far as the whole like visiting graves, I get it. I understand. You know, like you obviously have the attachment to the person or the animal that you lost, so you want to be able to go somewhere and like, you know, visit them.
I think it's like
guess.
self therapy.
Yeah, yeah. So like, I get it, but I just mean like me personally, I think it's useless.
Yeah. No, same here.
And as harsh as it sounds, like since my grandma has passed, and like I was really close to my grandma, I've yet to go to her grave.
Yeah.
So, and I know like a few of my family members, they do like for her birthday every year they go put like flowers and shit. But like in my head, I'm just like, she's gone, you know, like that's not her anymore.
Yeah.
You know, she's not there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
No, yeah, I definitely think like you when it comes to that.
yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. I never would have like thought about like not just like a pet cemetery, but like a whole ass funeral
Yeah.
for like.
Yeah, like they had like
That's cool.
They had a viewing with like pictures, dude. That when we walked in and like they had the dog, you could see the dog, and they had all the pictures there. That shit, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, dude.
And it was crazy to see because I've never seen like a dead animal like that.
Well, yeah.
Like usually when you see like roadkill or something, you know, or like, but like that, like it looked like it was asleep. The dog looked like it was sleeping. But they had like the whole viewing and everything, and then they had like two of the family members like walk the casket over to the gravesite, and it was like a fucking legit funeral.
Yeah.
That was not what I was expecting. Like I thought we were going to someone's house for like a little memoriam or something.
Yeah, that's when you told me. That's what I pictured in my head too.
But yeah, so that I did that on Saturday, and I was like, it was funny because Anna knows how I feel about dogs, so like leading up to it, she's like, "Are you gonna be all right?" Like and she's like, "Oh, I'll have tissues, you know, it's just okay." I'm like, "Oh, I'm good, I'm good."
Were you good?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I shed a single tear. You know? No, it was sad, dude. Like, it was sad.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude.
So, I'm starting to, like, kind of get back into wrestling again regularly. Again.
Uh-huh.
And I'm noticing a thing in it that excites me. So and is not has nothing to do with the wrestling.
Buff men? Oh.
Yeah. It has to do with production. So for the longest time, WWE had the head of like production. His name is Kevin Dunn, and he would constantly get shit on like from fans and stuff just because the way everything was filmed, it was fucking shitty. A lot of like zoom in and like quick cuts, or like with the it just looked terrible, you know.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like the actual fighting? Or?
Yeah, like during the matches,
Okay.
like whenever like a wrestler was like going to hit somebody, the camera would do like a quick zoom in and out
Oh, okay.
to make it look like impactful, I guess.
To kind of hide.
Yeah, and then there was a lot of that, a lot of quick cuts. Like it was just fucking nauseating at some points. So I don't know if you're following like what's going on with Vince McMahon,
Very. I mean, I know the
like the whole allegations. And all
yeah,
that
just
shit.
allegations, I guess, and that's pretty much it. So I don't know where it's at this point.
So he has like nothing to do with the company anymore.
So he's
Like
completely
he's completely
disattached from
out.
it.
The only thing he still has like stocks, but apparently he has officially put all his stocks for sale. So once those sell, like he's out, like out.
Completely.
Yeah. And so the new guy in charge is a wrestler named Triple H, real name Paul Levesque.
Oh,
And
he's in charge?
He's like the main guy now.
Really?
Yeah. And he under his like I guess regime, they've fired no, I don't know if they fired him, but they got rid of Kevin Dunn and they hired a whole new production team. And dude, the shit they've been doing is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of like single shot stuff, a lot of wide shot stuff, and it makes it look so like genuine, makes it look real. Like and the reason I'm bringing this up is because on like the recent episode of I believe it was SmackDown, no, it was Raw because Raw is on Mondays. They were in Canada, and what they did was like there was a match before the final match, and when that one ended, one of the wrestlers in that match he like took off through the crowd. Like, because he was trying to get away from like the guy trying to beat him up, whatever.
Yeah.
So he took off through the crowd, and the camera followed him, and he goes and he like you see him walking through like where the fans are at, like buying concessions and stuff. It's all one shot, and it's following him, and he's like everybody's like oh hey, like all excited to see
Yelling
him.
to the camera and stuff.
And then like he keeps walking and you're just like what's going on? Like why are they following him? And then he walks outside, like out the front door, and then like one of the champions, he's standing out there and like looking up at the front of the building. And he walks up to him and he's like, hey, what are you looking at? Keep in mind, this is still all one shot. Mm-hmm. He's like, what are you looking at? And he's all, 25 years ago, I started my wrestling career in this very building, walking through this front door. And tonight I'm stepping in the main event as a champion. And I'm like, and like he's like, you know, like a hopeful speech type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then he like gets all excited and he starts walking in. The camera starts following him. And he like looks at the camera and he's all like, you want to see what like some of the best wrestling fans are like in the world? Follow me. And he goes in and everybody gets all hyped up. Dude, it's like, it like pumps you up.
Yeah.
Still one shot following him.
Who was that wrestler?
His name's Sami Zayn.
Okay.
But so it's following him, and then he gets to where he's about to walk into like the crowd, and then his music starts playing, and then he walks out, and then the entire arena just starts like singing along to his song, and the camera's still just behind him, and you just see like him taking in like what's going on. And then he starts walking down the steps, and then there's like a wide shot and just a spotlight on him, and you just see the whole crowd, and then him all small walking down. Dude, it looked incredible.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
That sounds insane.
It was it looks so good, dude, especially for live TV, because it was the way everything was done. It looked so good, like it got me hyped, just for that. Like, because I haven't been following the stories on that, you know.
Yeah.
But it got me hyped just for that, and I was like, fuck, dude. Like whoever he hired is like really fucking good.
I'm trying to picture in my head. You're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to show you.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-minute long video, but dude, it was impressive.
Yeah.
I think I might have to show you like some stuff from before first, just to see how bad it was,
To like get like a.
to get like context. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, like it got me hyped. I was like, damn, this is making me like fall in love with this shit again.
Yeah, because I mean, when I think about wrestling, I never think like anything cinematic looking or like nothing
Yeah, no,
that stands out.
they're
So
implementing a lot of that now. Which is, I was like, damn, that's why haven't they been doing this before?
I know when COVID first became a thing, they started like doing like like I guess to play into the characters more. They started doing like movie type of things.
Yeah,
But I think that's like a
the extent of it.
yeah. Like I don't think I like anything else like has stood out to me like that.
No, yeah, they haven't done anything since like they've gotten fans back in their arenas and shit. But yeah, like I'll definitely show you because like it got me hyped, dude. I was like, man, it was impressive, especially knowing how it used to be
Yeah.
because it was
was
it was
bad.
so bad, dude. And just seeing that, I was like, yeah, it really was fucking bad.
It was just like a breath of fresh
Yeah,
air. That's cool.
Yeah, it was fucking tight. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. I wa- I wanted to watch Universal Soldier earlier this week,
The original?
the original. I didn't want to rent it though. It's only available to rent. So I was like, but I ended up watching Universal Soldier: The Return,
The Return with
the second one
with Goldberg.
with Goldberg.
I remember that one being. I mean, the first one's pretty goofy,
Yeah,
but I remember the second one. From what I remember, it was like even more cheesy.
oh, it's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's not like it still has some entertainment to it,
Yeah.
but it's just bad. And I always forget how much I guess Hollywood tried to sell Jean-Claude Van Damme as like an American badass type. He's not American.
No. I mean, his accent.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
it's
like-
so like strong.
But like his characters, he always tries to come off with those values of like hardworking American, like wife and kid, dog.
Well,
type.
even in Street Fighter,
He played Guile.
yeah, like he tries so hard to like sound American.
Yeah, oh,
but
it's
it's
bad.
just it's so bad. But even has like a flag tattoo on his
Yeah.
arm. Like
It's bad. But yeah, I ended up watching it and it's super goofy. And like the action wasn't even good.
No?
Like, no. Which is unfortunate because it has Michael Jai White as the main villain. Because he's like the computer and they name him Seth.
I don't remember that.
So this one is supposed to be because you remember how like they were like they called them Unisouls. They're like fucking super soldiers basically.
Yeah.
Fucking soldiers that died in battle and they brought them back as like super soldier type shit. But in this one, they revamped the program, but they basically implemented like a kill safe. Wait, did I say that right? Like a kill switch type of thing, and it's a computer that controls all the soldiers basically. And the name of the computer is Seth, and it's voiced by Michael Jai White, who played Spawn.
Spawn. Yeah.
And so essentially, he kind of becomes like aware that they're gonna shut down the program, so essentially killing him. So he goes into like survival mode, and he orders all the soldiers to like kill everybody in the lab, and then to find him a body basically. And he gets in contact with someone who used to work at the lab, and they fired him because he had these crazy ideas, whatever. And the guy gets him a body, and ends up it's Michael Jai White, obviously. And I mean, the thought of seeing a young Michael Jai White versus a young Jean-Claude Van Damme sounds exciting. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah, it wasn't.
So
a lot
Goldberg
of
wasn't even like the main villain.
he was like the main henchman,
Oh, okay.
basically. He was the main muscle.
Yeah.
And dude, he was so annoying.
Yeah.
He was so annoying because this was like at the height of his popularity in wrestling.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is with like MMA fighters and wrestlers that just
Yeah.
like
But he did a lot of like his wrestling taunts. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like who would do that in a real fight? Like the way he would taunt the other person, like his movements, like it was all stuff his wrestling character would do. And it was just, it kept taking me out. And he's just super goofy and just not believable. Terrible actor. And yeah, like I was disappointed in like the fight scenes between Michael Jai White and Jean-Claude Van Damme because they are both experienced martial artists. So you would think like, yeah, let them fly, you know? They're professionals.
but
But
just nah. Not
It
in
was
this movie.
mostly camera work, a lot of quick cuts. And it's like, dude, what the fuck, dude? Like,
Like you don't need stunt doubles for these people.
yeah. But yeah, like it was a lot worse than what I remember. And I think the reason I liked that movie so much when I was a kid is because of Goldberg.
Yeah.
And I was like a huge wrestling
You were
fan
just
as a
hyped
kid.
on him.
Yeah. But it was bad. It was bad. I was like, man, I should have just fucking rented the original. Because I do remember liking that one a lot, but I haven't seen it in so long.
So did I. I remember it was cheesy because even back then I was like, there's some parts that would make me laugh because I think that's where that scene comes from where he's dancing, right? That's the first one.
Where he's dancing?
That famous video of Jean-Claude dancing.
Oh, I don't think that's from
He has, like, a
Universal
tank top?
Soldier. I don't think that's Universal. No,
Which one's
that
that
might
one?
be a lot older actually.
I don't remember, but it has like stuff like that that's
Yeah.
kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But that's why I was surprised when they did that comeback one.
They did 2 of them.
It was The Reckoning and
Regeneration.
Regeneration.
Yeah.
Regeneration is the one I fucking love. They're both good.
Which one's the one that's like almost like a horror movie? I know one of them.
I think that's Reckoning.
I think it's the one where Jean-Claude Van Damme is the villain. Actually.
Yeah. He's not even like one of the main characters.
Yeah.
That one's good, but the one before that I fucking love. To me, that is just like it's a perfect movie, and it's
I gotta
just
check 'em
so
out again.
serious and like the acting's good. He's like so like like he has no emotion during the whole thing, and I'm just like, this is how he should have been.
Yeah.
Like, cause he is like that's he's like not like a human, you know. Like so, I don't know. I do want to check him out again. Maybe we can have like an episode where we watch those two
I'm
and the
down.
original.
I'm down. Another thing I watched is do you remember a movie called 187?
Yeah, Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another one that I haven't seen since like high school.
So I watched it because I've been seeing a lot of people posting that they're watching it.
Fucking Indians.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Brian he always posts like what he's watching. And so he had posted that he was watching that, and I was like, "Oh shit, I haven't seen that since like I was in high school." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's this other guy I follow. He also has a podcast called Drop the Mic Podcast, and they had posted that they were doing an episode on it.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh shit, like I want to watch it now."
Yeah.
And it was streaming on Amazon, I think. But I watched it and I was like, "Fuck, dude, they don't make movies like this anymore." Like, when was the last time you saw a movie like where? How can I describe it? It's like, it's not your typical like teacher comes in and saves the classroom type movie. You know what I mean? Like there's movies like Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer where she's like the savior and like helps these troubled youths, you know? Like it's not that type of movie, and it's this fucking teacher gets stabbed like 30 times at the beginning of the movie, and then he gets transferred to a new school and then like basically starts killing off the fucking cholos.
Yeah.
So he's he thinks he's doing something like he's doing like a service, but I mean, 2 wrongs don't make a right type of thing, you know? But I was reading up on this movie, and the person who wrote the movie, he based it like 90% of it is like on real life experience that he experienced because he was a teacher. And I was like, damn, I wonder how true that is though. Because some of the shit that happens in this movie is nuts.
Yeah. Maybe I mean it just amplified
Yeah, maybe.
stuff that he saw. You know. How was it though? Like, does it still hold up pretty good?
Sort of. I mean, it is dated as far as like typical 90s, you know.
Acting kind
Yeah, Samuel Jackson he's good, you know.
of. Yeah.
I don't think he can put in a bad performance even when he's not trying. Like he's for the most part good. The guy who plays the main cholo, I believe his name is Clifton Collins Jr. He's in movies like I don't know if you've seen the movie Extract.
No.
No. He's been in a lot of stuff.
I saw a clip of him like. He kind of looks like a redneck. He has like a hat,
Yeah,
and I'm like, damn, that's the same guy.
that's the same guy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then another of the cholo who like dies towards the beginning of the movie. His character's name is Benny Chacon, but he's one of the Jokers from Next Friday, like one of the Joker brothers. I think he's like the middle Joker brother or something. But yeah, the acting, it was, I mean, cheesy, typical like urban like 90s film.
Product of its time.
Yeah, I mean a lot of like racism and then, you know,
Yeah.
like you had mentioned, like where, because he's fucking blitzed out of his mind, like high, drunk, fucking tagging on the side of the freeway, and then he hears a noise. He turns around and he sees a dog, and he's all, what? I think he says like, "Fucking dog" or "fucking perros" or something.
Yeah.
And he takes a hit of his joint and he gets fucking hit in the chest with a syringe, but it's on like an arrow. And he looks down. And he's all, "Fucking Indians."
I would always quote that.
But yeah, like, and then he wakes up and he's fucking missing a finger.
Yeah, don't they like put in an envelope and send it to someone?
So he wakes up and he goes like to the emergency room, and the cops are asking him like, "Oh," and he's like, "It was my fucking teacher. I know it was him. Motherfucker killed my best friend. Like he did this to me." And they're like, the cops don't believe him. Obviously, it's like, "Oh yeah, like are you sure?" Like, and they're like, "Let's get out of here. This guy's wasting our time." And like they're treating him, and then there's another thing. Is like this would never happen in a real hospital. Somebody drops off an envelope with his name on it, and they give it to the front nurse's station, and they open it right there and dump whatever's inside the envelope out right there, and it's a fucking bloody finger. But yeah, that happened. Oh, I think her name is Kelly Rowan, who played the mom in the OC. She's in it as well. She's one of the teachers.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was still enjoyable. You know,
Yeah.
it was definitely a product of his time. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson is super young in it. Was like young, obviously younger than he is now, but Method Man is in it. He's the kid that stabs Samuel L. Jackson at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
So it's funny because that happens. He fucking pushes him up against a wall and like starts shanking him, and like a shitload of times, like 30 something times, drops a shank, runs, and then like later on in the movie, he's like, it shows how he's like still has PTSD from it, and he's constantly looking up in like school mirrors, and he thinks he sees him, and he like starts kind of like convulsing a little, like almost seizing up.
Yeah.
But when it shows like what he's seen, like it shows like a kid walking up and like pulling out a shank, it's not even Method Man.
It's just some random person.
Well, no, like it's just nobody because he's hallucinating it.
Oh.
So I was like, damn, they didn't even get Method Man again to do like the hallucination. But like it's very obviously not Method
Not
Man.
him.
Yeah. They're like, oh, like they all look the same.
He's like, we paid him his day already.
But yeah, I still thought it was enjoyable. But it made me want to,
Become a cholo?
yeah. That's right, fool. No, it made me want to watch that movie, The Substitute, again. I don't know if you remember that one.
No.
That's another one was like, instead of like the teacher being like a savior, he's like I think he's like ex-military or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it since high school.
Which is the one that it's like that Mexican teacher? He's like, how am I gonna get through to these kids?
Oh, are you talking about Stand and Deliver?
Yeah. I had to reach these kids.
Hey, maestro, what's calculas? That guy's not even Mexican. The guy that
He's
plays the
not?
Cholo, no.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Lou Diamond Phillips. He also played Richie Valens.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He's not even Mexican.
No?
No.
I don't know who he's.
But yeah, the last thing I want to mention is something that I'm sure you have no like interest in at all. Is hip hop beef.
Dang, between who, dude?
How familiar are you with like diss tracks or like famous beefs?
I mean, I probably know like the common ones, like I don't know, like Eminem and MGK and
Damn, that's like super modern.
yeah.
But
like,
I'm talking about like
Tupac and Diddy.
Diddy, Big. Oh yeah, Diddy, yeah.
Well,
But
he was
the
part
main,
of
it was
I
it
guess.
was Tupac and Biggie,
Yeah.
Jay-Z, Nas, you know. So I love hip hop. You know, I grew up listening. I got into hip hop before I got into hardcore, like metal or anything like that. I was a hip hop kid, hip hop R&B kid. Damn, I'm always paranoid that my nose is bleeding.
It is.
It's not. But I feel like hip hop's been really boring lately,
Damn. So
especially like specifically mainstream hip hop.
you're trying to instigate and start shit.
To me, it's exciting again right now because do you know who Kendrick Lamar is?
Mm-hmm.
He had a verse recently on these two guys who collaborated, Future and Metro Boomin. I don't know if you know who that is.
I know who Feature is. I don't know. who the other one.
Well, they released a collaborative album, and Kendrick had a verse on one of the songs, and he came at two other like top hip hop artists, which are J. Cole and Drake.
Okay. I
Because
don't know who Drake is.
because they had released a song a while back called First. I think it was called First Person Shooter, and there's a line that J. Cole says where he refers to himself, Drake, and Kendrick as the big three, as like the big three names in hip hop. And there's a line in Kendrick's verse where he says, "Fuck the big three, it's just big me," and he kind of takes shots at him, you know.
Yeah.
It's ignited this beef now, where Drake released a diss track towards Kendrick, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
It's fucking tight. Yeah, I liked it. I was surprised by it, which is not to say
Coming from a guy in a wheelchair, it's pretty hard.
but it somehow has roped in all these other artists who are like Rick Ross is released a diss track towards Drake, and then there's this other guy named Simba who I've never
Rick Ross is still alive, dude.
yeah. This other guy Simba who I have no idea who he is.
Damn, you don't know who that is?
From Lion King?
His died. Damn it, dude! Don't steal my joke.
But he released a track which was also really good, and so to me I feel like
You want Betamax to get in on this?
exactly.
Let's do it, dude. Who are we gonna talk shit on?
No, like seriously, like it's kind of ignited my interest in hip hop again. Like it makes me feel like it makes me. That's why I don't know if you see all like every diss explained, like because I've been looking shit up. Like I'm serious, dude, because hip hop has been so boring to me lately.
Yeah, I can't.
Like it's so boring. Like
Yeah.
what my thought on it is, like good hip hop has gone underground now. Like all you hear now is like pop music, you know, with rapping over it. But it's gotten exciting for me again. And I feel like Kendrick Lamar did this shit on purpose because maybe he knew. He's like, you know what? I need to get people talking. And dude, everybody's fucking talking about this shit right now.
Yeah.
Especially because J. Cole, I want to know your opinion, not having no knowledge of all this shit or anything like that. So J. Cole, which is one of the guys that Kendrick went at, he released a diss track as well and a surprise album. But the song was called 7 Minute Drill, where he kind of talks shit on Kendrick Lamar. But then he was at a show, at one of his shows, and he like apologized for it. And he was like, you know what? That was like some whack shit. I shouldn't have done that. Took the song off all streaming, and now people are calling him like a bitch. He's like, dude, why are you apologizing for a diss track like that? This is hip hop. It's competitive, you know?
Yeah.
Like somebody comes at you, you go at them. But his stance is all like, you know, like he's all for peace. You know, he's like not. But I kind of agree with the fact that like he shouldn't have apologized for it. Because it's in hip hop's nature. It's very competitive. Even if it is like he's just been friendly competition, you know?
Yeah.
It just makes him, to me, it kind of negates the fact because he's always talking about like, I'm the best rapper, I'm the GOAT, whatever. I feel like that's irrelevant now. Like you can't claim that anymore because you apologize for a diss track and then took it off all like your releases.
Yeah. He should have made a apology track.
There you go.
No, I mean, it's weird. Like, I feel like it would be hard to take him serious if he ever tries to talk shit again because it's like you're just gonna go like,
yeah,
like you didn't take yourself serious the first time.
Yeah,
So
because
it's like,
I do think he's a good rapper. Like I do like his music. J. Cole. I do like his music. It's just like that kind of bummed me out. I was like, damn, that sucks, dude. You're a bitch, homie.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of whack. I don't listen to hip hop now. Like any new hip hop, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. To me, I don't. It is boring. Like to me, it's just boring music. But
It's because you're whack.
yeah. But no, I mean, because I do listen to hip hop, but it's like nothing modern, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing like as of like, you know, like
Damn.
any.
What'd you eat, dude?
Taco Bell.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I do agree with you. Like it's a whack for him to take it back. And I feel like a lot of the hip hop I do listen to is just talking shit.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of it is just fucking hating, and I love that, dude.
Like you like I had mentioned the whole Nas and Jay-Z beef. You know the album Stillmatic, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's a really good album.
like a lot of those songs are like talking shit about Jay-Z. So, and the main track on that one that kind of people would say put the nail in the coffin of like Nas winning that beef was the song Ether. Can you imagine if like after him releasing that song he'd be like, oh, you know what, like I take it back, I'm gonna take that song off.
You're forever tarnishing like any shit talking.
Yeah.
Like you can't after that.
Yeah, it's gonna be stuck with you forever.
Yeah.
Like no matter how good your music comes after that, like it's always gonna be there.
I mean, you can squash the beef later on or whatever, but don't remove your songs.
Yeah.
And go that far.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention that.
Damn, dude.
So did you watch anything else besides the movie I asked you to watch?
So I follow this guy on Instagram. He has I found him through YouTube because he reviews a lot of movies and stuff like that. And he did one of those like TikTok things, but he posted on Instagram, and it was like horror related or scary documentaries you need to see. And I was reading the comments and like a lot of people kept bringing up there's something wrong with Aunt Diane or something like that.
Never heard of it.
And it was like a ton of people were mentioning like, oh, I can't get that documentary out of my head. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. It's on Max.
Okay.
I went into it blind, had no idea what it was. It was whack. Like no, because people were like hyping it up. I'm like, dude, I'm about to be scarred for life.
Yeah.
And it was some lady who drove on the wrong side of the freeway for like 2 miles, hit another car, killed everyone in the other car and everyone in her car, which it was her and like 6 kids.
Oh shit.
Young kids, like
Yeah.
from like the ages of like 2 to 6 or something, and then 3 grown men in the other car. Everyone died, and the whole documentary was just like trying to figure out like what caused her to do that and all that. And it was obvious that the husband had a lot to do with it, and like he was trying to make it seem like no, she probably had like this medical thing. But when they did the autopsy and everything, they found alcohol and marijuana in her system.
Yeah.
So the guy, the husband was like, nah, dude, that's not her. She wouldn't do that. She wasn't an alcoholic. She rarely smoked, all that. They had her retested. Same thing. And it just kept popping up. Like, yeah, she kept having, everyone had the same conclusion. She had alcohol in her system, which is like, she was like way above the limit.
Yeah.
And marijuana. So to me, like, there was nothing mysterious about it. The only shocking part was like at the end, it shows like a picture of her, like her body after the crash. It didn't even look that mangled or anything.
That's what's up.
And the whole time, I'm like, oh man, they're gonna show the kids next. I'm like, this is where it's gonna be fucked up, but they never do.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I felt like wasting like an hour and a half watching that. dumb thing.
Damn.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you still follow this person or what?
no, it wasn't him who mentioned it. It was the
Oh.
people in the comments.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go reply to every single one of those comments.
Pussy?
Yeah. No, I saw that. What else did I see? Did I watch anything else? No, dude.
Damn.
It's been a dry week.
Boring.
Yeah. Oh, but I do have something I want to bring up.
What's up?
So did you see Letterboxd's post?
No.
The recent post.
Nuh-uh.
So they posted
Wait, on Instagram or?
Instagram.
Okay, I don't follow them on Instagram.
Okay, so they posted the top 100 films with the most fans on Letterboxd with the pronouns she. And then they did a he,
Uh-huh.
and then they did a, where is it? A ZEXE, which I don't know what the hell that is.
Z-E-X-E?
Yeah, pronouns ZEXE.
I don't know what that is either.
And then they did one with the highest top 100 films with the most fans on Letterboxd ranked by the highest ratio of fans. So I guess that's just overall all over the world.
Yeah.
So I found something interesting in all these top ones.
What?
So the top 3 for the she, people with she in the pronoun, La La Land, Little Women, and Dead Poet Society.
Okay.
Solid 3.
Yeah.
Top 3 for he, Interstellar,
Okay.
La La Land, Whiplash.
Okay.
Solid list.
Okay. I haven't seen La La Land, so I don't know.
Top 3 for ZE or XE: Interstellar, Fight Club, Whiplash.
Okay.
And then the overall highest ratio of fans, like that one was all over the place, but La La Land was number 14. La La Land appeared in all the top ones.
Okay.
So La La Land, Interstellar, and Whiplash were in almost every single list. But La La Land takes the cake, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's the most popular film
You think so?
across the board, for like gender wise.
I have yet to see it, so I don't know.
It's good. I don't.
Isn't it supposed to be like a love letter to like Hollywood musicals type of thing?
Kinda. I mean, to me it was like, okay, I saw it once. It was cool.
Yeah.
I'm down to never see it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also thought it was really cool that Interstellar was on almost everyone's list too.
Yeah. That one.
And it's like really obvious. Like I think that's also one of the top ones. But yeah, I thought for some reason they didn't want to list a they them one. I don't remember why that is. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like La La Land and Interstellar were always on top.
I'm surprised. Wait, for the He was Fight Club in that one?
No,
That's surprising.
it was on the She. Yeah, for He it was number 6.
That's surprising.
Yeah, and it's great because somebody commented on that. Like they were like, "I'm surprised like Fight Club isn't as a bro movie as we thought," or something like that. Because I thought it was like a toxic man.
Oh
movie.
yeah, it definitely it definitely has that like that trope or that stereotype of like if you're a guy and your favorite movie is Fight Club, like you're fucking macho, toxic masculinity type shit, you know. And I think it's just because like, oh yeah, fucking badass fighting, you know. They're not really looking at the subtext, you know, the message of the movie.
Yeah. But that was also like one of the top ones for She's. So like, I don't know, like I that one just surprised me. But like La La Land, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And what's funny is like, I may be misremembering. Jose loves musicals, and I feel like I remember him saying that he thought La La Land was like meh.
That's what I thought about it. It wasn't a bad movie. Like, there's no way like it was a bad movie. But but then again, like I'm kind of like you. Like I'm not a big fan of musicals at all. So
just Hamilton, right?
Especially Hamilton. But yeah, like I thought that was interesting. I thought it was cool to see Whiplash on there. I didn't realize how popular that movie was.
Yeah, that's surprising too.
But everyone I've seen has liked it. But like I'm surprised. Like, but I feel like not a lot of people I know have seen it.
Yeah,
because I bought that movie up many times with coworkers and stuff, and they're like, "What is that?"
I've noticed that like when I do bring that movie up to people, especially people who like love movies, the most popular like response to it I get is, "I want to see it, but I don't like Miles Teller." A lot of people don't really like Miles Teller. I don't know if they don't like him as a person or they just don't like his acting. But I think he was like incredible in this movie.
So do I, dude. I think this is the movie that kind of made me a fan of his.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, he has a pretty cool range.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, that's another like movie that I think is perfect from beginning to end. Great movie. I was laughing because some of the like the he pronoun movies were like so like generic.
Yeah,
like they're like, of course, this movie's on there.
Dark Knight.
Is it on there? Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Dark Knight. The Godfather movies are on there. Inception's on there. Back to the Future, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King is on there. But then some of the she ones are pretty obvious too, like Lady Bird, Black Swan.
Dude, Black Swan's incredible.
I thought
I think that movie's incredible.
Whatever.
No, I love that movie.
Mamma Mia's on there. Coraline. Yeah, dude. Like I don't know. I thought it was interesting that they. I'm just looking at all the one. Um,
I'm gonna blow
Yeah.
my nose real quick.
so bomb.
Leaving that in. Dude, I'm so paranoid. I feel my nose runny, and I think it's blood, but it's not. It's just my allergies. Fucking hate spring.
Yeah. Man. So
Was there anything else you want to bring up before we get into it? 45 minutes later?
damn. No.
No?
No.
All right. I want you to go first. So, before you go in, like, I want to start doing, like, explaining, not explaining, but, like, me saying what the movie is, what year it came out, who's in it, who directed it, and then let you talk about it. You know what I mean? So, I had you watch The Cell. It's a movie directed by Tarsim Singh. I have no idea who that is. Oh, it's in their directorial debut, too. And it stars Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, and Vincent D'Onofrio. And what my opinion would be, from what I remember, Jennifer Lopez's best performance. Outside of Selena.
Never seen it.
You ever seen Selena?
No. Remember you asked me last week too.
Fucking suck.
And then you asked me if I saw La Bamba.
Fucking suck, dude. So it's crazy because this movie, it cost $33 million to make, and it made $104 million back. I don't know. I don't think that's considered like a huge success, because I know like there's extra that costs for like marketing and all that shit. But yeah, like I remember seeing this movie when I was in high school. I had it on VHS, and I loved it just because of how weird I remember it being. But what was your experience with this movie?
So I think I've seen this movie once
Yeah.
before. And honestly, I think I was in middle school.
Okay.
Like I feel like it was so long ago, and I just remember bits and pieces. I remember there was a horse scene that like stuck with me, and there was a scene where somebody gets like intestines pulled out. Those are the only things I remembered. And
I don't even remember that.
But it was so fuzzy in my head. Like I didn't remember exactly what it was, but I just remember like like little images like that. So rewatching it, I had to rent it on Amazon, and I loved it.
Yeah, holds up.
Amazing, dude.
Really?
One of the most visually pleasing films I've ever seen in my life, dude. Insane visuals.
All right. So the cinematography was done by Paul Loffer, who I don't know who that is.
So after I got done watching it, I'm like, who the fuck is this director? I knew there's no way in hell he's an American director, and I was right. It's an Indian guy.
Yeah.
And when I was like, okay, let me see what else he's done. He hasn't done much. So he did another movie called The Fall that was released like 6 years later. Never seen it, never heard of it, but like from the reviews and stuff, like they're saying it's another masterpiece.
Really?
Visually a masterpiece. But I guess he got started doing music videos, and most notably he did Lady Gaga's 9/11,
Yeah.
which I have no idea what that is, and he did REM's "Losing My Religion" video, which I have no idea what that is.
Damn, you have a
either.
good memory, dude.
I told you because I was so into it. Like I got I started like who the fuck is this? Who made this? And the person that did the costume designs and all that for this movie was the same person that did Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because they actually the main suits they use when they're in this little where they're getting into like their minds and whatever are the same ones they use in the movie.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa! My mind was blown away when I was like, dude, they're not even like they didn't like remake. They might have like refitted them to fit them, but they're the same ones. Crazy, dude. All right, so this movie was released in 2000.
Does it look like it?
Dude, no. No, I mean, it does,
Yeah.
but it holds up. Like, it's not done shitty. Okay, so I'm going to compare this movie to Pitch Black.
Okay.
Because they're 2 years apart.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie, this is what I mean. Like, you can have a 90s movie and make it look incredible. And still, like, you can tell, like, this is a 90s movie.
Yeah.
You can tell. But it's not like a negative thing in this instance, because it just every single shot, every single set in this movie is amazing, dude. It blew me the fuck away. And that's like I felt like I was watching like a Jodorowsky film for the first time. I'm like, dude, this feels so unreal. And I feel like everyone's seen The Cell, so I'm not gonna get too like into the plot, but there's a serial killer. They end up catching the serial killer, and he goes into like this comatose, catatonic stage where like I forgot what happened. Something triggers him, and he's just like he can't move. He's still alive, but he's just in his head. Like he's not responding to anything. He's not there. So they have this machine thing where they can transfer J-Lo's character into people's minds and into like their dreams and stuff. So it almost reminded me of Possessor in a similar.
Yeah.
And especially, dude, like when they're in the main like room where all that takes place.
Yeah.
There's the main doctor that's like behind the window where all that's happening, controlling everything, looking into everything, monitoring the heartbeats and all that.
Yeah.
The set for that, it reminds you of like those old like Star Trek like sets where like you can tell like it kind of just pieced together like lights and like screens and put them together. It looks so retro, but it looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like it looks cool. And like I don't know, there's just so like you could tell like these sets were like they built real sets, and I think they even had like what do you call it? There is CGI in it, but even that doesn't look like shit.
Yeah.
You can tell there's like certain scenes where they, especially like there's a scene where there's like a large like cape involved.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that one you can kind of tell, but it's not bad enough to where it takes you out. It just like okay, the CGI wasn't all there. But for the most part, it's all practical. They use a lot of practical, and they use like a lot of like paintings.
Yeah.
So they'll build a set, and then it sort of kind of reminded me of the Wizard of Oz too, where you have like a big set built, and then like for those wide shots that you can see like for miles and miles away, it's obviously a painting. That's what they do here too, but they just make it look so good. And I guess the cinematographer, the director, they stole a lot of like sets and shots from like famous paintings by like H.R. Geiger.
Oh fuck!
It's crazy, dude. Like you need to rewatch it. Like I immediately like tried looking for like a cool Blu-ray or something, and it hasn't got like a proper release. They did release it on DVD, and I think it got like a basic Blu-ray, but like nothing cool that has like a bunch of extras. Nothing like that.
Come on,
stands
Second
out.
Sight, get on it.
For reals, dude. So, everything about this movie I love, dude.
Yeah.
The acting, the main guy, the one that plays the serial killer,
Vincent D'Onofrio.
he is the guy from Full Metal Jacket that plays Pyle.
Gomer Pyle.
Gomer Pyle. Dude, he's so good in this.
He's also Edgar from Men in Black.
That's right.
Is that better?
Dude, he's such a psychopath in this.
Yeah.
Like he does such a good job. Man, I wish he would have won something for this. He's that good.
Yeah.
He steals every shot he's in. He's just phenomenal. J-Lo is like the weak point of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like she wasn't good, but she wasn't bad enough to where it was taking me out.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like, oh, it's distracting how bad she was. But they do something cool in this movie that I kind of loved, where they make they flush out the main villain. They flush him out, like his character out, and they kind of give you a backstory of why he is the way he is, what triggered everything, and kind of why he's doing what he's doing. You even get like when you're in when JLo's character is in his head, exploring around, like he has built like in his head he there's two characters. It's him when he's small, like a little kid, and then it's him like as like this god
Yeah.
in his temple. And those sets are insane, dude. He
Yeah.
looks fucking creepy. But
I like the horns they have on him because they're not symmetrical. You know what I mean?
they're not, but it's his hair.
Really?
Yeah, like that's another thing. I remember those horns when I was like younger
Yeah.
when I watched it, but it's his hair.
Oh shit.
Just a ton of hairspray, dude.
Yeah.
But
Moco de gorilla or what?
dude, the costumes are fucking good. But as I was saying, like yeah, they flush out his character a lot, but they don't flush out JLo's character. They don't flush out Vincent Vaughn's character, and I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Because any other movie they would try to make you like kind of like be like, oh, like this is our main character, we have to feel for her and all
Yeah.
that, and they don't really waste any time on that. You don't get like any backstory to her. You don't get any backstory to Vince Vaughn's character. You don't really care. Like they're kind of almost disposable.
Yeah.
Like they're only giving you insight to the bad guy, which is like a rare thing because like movies, that's the one character they wouldn't do.
And it makes sense because essentially the movie's taking place in his mind.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense.
Yeah, dude, and like that's why like I didn't really care about her acting so much because she was like kind of a whatever character to me. Like I wouldn't even say she's the main character. I think he is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I don't know. I loved it. There's a scene where in the beginning where he's hanging himself on hooks. Do you remember that at all?
I don't.
And there's a corpse and he's like hanging himself over the corpse, like he's lifting himself up. And they explain like why he does that to and it was a creepy scene. And when I was looking up like trivia on the movie afterwards, I guess in the European version, when he's hanging himself over the corpse, he's like masturbating
Oh shit.
while he's like looking down at the corpse, which is fucking creepy.
Yeah.
But I guess in the U.S. version, maybe it was too much. They got rid of it, so it shows him hanging himself up, but that's it. It kind of implies that he's doing it like for like a second or whatever. It's just creepy. But I guess like yeah, in the European version, like yeah, he's like full on, like he's jacking off to that corpse.
Oh shit.
And I guess like it was included in the American Blu-ray. So the one that I rented, it didn't show that.
Mm.
So the one on Amazon that's available to rent isn't the full unrated one.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like interesting. But dude, this movie gorgeous. I want to own it. Like I'm kind of bummed that the director hasn't done more.
Yeah.
Because he's gone to direct other movies.
I saw that he also directed Immortals.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, me neither. But I always heard it was like me.
Yeah, and then he directed like a few other ones, but yeah, they're all like whatever.
Yeah.
Which is weird because like I'm like this movie's so like good.
Yeah.
It's like why maybe he just didn't want to do horror anymore or whatever. Because he's a smart guy. Like I think he talks about like how his dad wanted him like to pursue like a career in something. I don't remember what, like business or something, because he went to Harvard for a
Oh
little.
shit.
And he was like, I guess he talks about how like one day he called his dad and he's like, I want to go to film school, and like his dad said, all right, then that's the end of me and you. And I
Oh,
guess
shit.
like, he never talked to him again. And
That's wild.
yeah, dude, it's crazy, but I loved it, dude. Like visually, like I'm still thinking about like certain
Yeah.
scenes. Amazing movie, dude.
Yeah, hearing you talk about it makes me want to watch it right now.
It's so fucking gorgeous to look at. Genuinely, like there's creepy parts in it, but I'm always more like, if you can make a visually striking film, like if the story is like meh, like I'm all for it. Like I love that. Like I think Nicholas Winding Refn is a good example of that. Like I feel like his storylines in most of his movies are like really basic and like nothing new, but visually like they're insane.
Yeah.
And I'm visually like Like I'm always gonna lean more towards that. Like if you have a movie that's so interesting, like story wise, but it looks dull and boring, like I probably won't care about it.
Yeah.
But you have a fucking storyline that's boring, but visually it looks insane. I'll support it. But this movie, like the story is really good. It's I feel like a lot of movies have borrowed it from it since.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's based on a book or
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no idea, but I do like the story. I always love that concept of like entering someone's head and all that. And I love how like even like the main villain, they're towards the end, J Lo's character is like, okay, I gotta save this kid and like put him out of his misery. Talking about the main villain when he's younger because he was abused and like you can kind of all the tales of like him growing up to be a serial killer were there because his dad would beat the shit out of him. And it even like there's a scene where he breaks like a dish and he gets his ass beaten by his dad with a belt, and he even gets like an iron and burns him. And like
Shit.
later on, you see his chest and it has like a big fucking like scar, like an iron scar in his
Yeah.
chest. It's pretty like it gets pretty gnarly, dude. But she ends up transferring his like subconscious into her head, and she just like fucks with him in her head, dude. And genuinely creepy. I don't know, dude. Like I don't want to say too much because like
Yeah.
if there is that rare like person that hasn't seen it, like watch it. It's so good.
I think there's definitely a chance that someone hasn't seen it because I don't think it's that popular of a movie.
I don't really hear anyone talk about
Yeah.
it. Like it was always like in the back of my head because I remember, like I'm telling you, like that scene with the horse. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I just remember like what, like I still remember that from like when I was a kid, and I think I've only watched it once, but yeah, dude, it's a movie that will stick with you, and it looks so gorgeous, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty movie, but yeah, I loved it. Recommend it to anyone.
Yeah, like and I had said like in my opinion is like Jennifer Lopez's best performance. Cuz I don't think she's a good actress, you know. Like I said, I like her in Selena. I like her in this movie. There was another movie that she did. She was really young. It's with Sean Penn called U-Turn. She was pretty good in that.
Was she an actress first or a singer?
She was a dancer first. So she started off as a fly girl on in Living Color, like one of the dancers, like during like when they're about to go to commercial break or whatever. I don't know if did you ever watch it in Living Color?
Yeah, I don't remember the dancers. Though.
Yeah, like before they went to commercial break or when they would come back from commercial break, or even at the beginning of the show when they're doing the intro, like they had the girls out there dancing. She was one of the girls. She was one of the fly girls. So I know another movie of hers that I thought she did really well in is Out of Sight with George Clooney. I love that movie. It's a Steven Soderbergh film. It's very like Tarantino-esque because it's based on a book that was by the same author who did the novel Jackie Brown, which was adapted by Quentin Tarantino. But yeah, I've been wanting to rewatch this movie for a long time, and there have been many times where since I started collecting that I was like, oh, I got to see if like there's like some special edition available, because I do remember it being like visually stunning. But like I said, I don't really remember a lot of it. There's like bits and pieces here and there, but yeah, hearing you talk about it, like it just makes me like immediately want to watch it. I want somebody to release like
I'm
a
surprised it
restoration. Or
hasn't
something.
happened.
Yeah,
Dude. Like especially like rewatching it, I'm like, dude, this deserves like. It's so gorgeous. So even like the opening shot where it's just like J Lo like in a white dress, like in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous, dude. And I don't know, dude. I don't know why it hasn't like been on 4K yet. Or,
yeah,
but it is shot on film too. So like the grain, you see all the little pops in on it. Aesthetically, dude, it like. Everything about this movie, dude. Every single shot, every single like, even the dialogue, like
yeah,
I said, J Lo kind of like a weak character, like
Yeah.
in this, like as far as performance goes. But I feel like that's also because like the main villain, like he's just so fucking good that it just makes everyone else like
yeah,
I just kept wanting to see him,
yeah.
and I don't know, man. And another thing that I loved about it was like they built these giant sets and they made everything look so good. And you're only in those sets for like a minute.
Yeah.
So I just like I wish I could just enter his head and just revisit those sets, man. Crazy movie.
So
It has like a lot of biblical stuff in it too, because like
yeah,
at
oh,
the end,
yeah,
like
yeah.
she's dressed kind of like the Virgin Mary, and obviously,
Oh, that's right.
obviously he in certain scenes he looks like the devil,
Yeah.
and that scene that I was talking about where it was Vince Vaughn's character getting like his intestines pulled out,
Yeah.
and I guess that was like a real like torture device that they would use. They put it like on this needle thing and he spins it and it just like slowly pulls your intestines out.
Fuck.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. So you had me watch
Titane.
Titane. That's not how you say it, by the way.
What is it?
It's Titane.
Titane.
Titane. Because it means titanium. I believe it's French for titanium. So, I had no idea what this movie was about. The only thing you ever told me about it was like, this girl's obsessed with cars in like a sexual way. Like, okay. This movie was not what I was expecting. Came out in 2021. Directed by Julia Ducournau. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Director of Raw. Only 2 movies she's ever done.
Her second film.
I even tried looking up like what is she working on now. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's no news on what she's up to now. Like, well, she has directed a few episodes of a show on Apple TV, but other than that, as far as feature films, I didn't find anything that she's attached to. But came out 2021, French film. This movie was crazy, dude. Like, not what I was expecting. I was expecting some sort of like crazy body horror type of thing, and it has those aspects.
Yeah.
It does have those aspects, but it is very emotional.
Yeah.
It's a very emotional movie. It's very like the subject matter or like the themes that it touches on. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
You just weren't expecting.
yeah, I wasn't expecting to be thinking about certain things. Like, what does unconditional love look like, and lack thereof? You know, because this character, this girl, the movie opens up with her like she's a little girl, the backseat of a car, and she's like mimicking the engine revs. She's like
Annoying her dad.
annoying her dad purposely. Like, it's obvious she's doing it on purpose. And so right away it establishes that, like, I don't want to say like bad relationship with her dad, just that disconnect.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really much of a connection there, you know? The dad puts the volume all the way up so he can't hear her, and she starts kicking the back seat just to continuously annoy. Dad yells at her, she shuts up, takes her seatbelt off, and tries to climb into the back compartment of the car while he's driving. He gets mad, reaches back to try to adjust her, they crash. Gets her head split open, and they put a piece of titanium on her skull. So I'm like, okay, where's this going? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And when she comes out of the hospital, she has like this attraction to the car. She's like so happy to see it, smiles, like hugs it. She's like caressing it, kisses it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, what the hell? And then shows her as an adult, works as a dancer. And it just shows like, it continuously shows how disconnected emotionally she is from people.
Yeah.
You know? There's nothing there. Like, there's like fans like taking pictures with her because she's a dancer, like at a car show. And there's a fan like that comes up like, oh, I'd like to take a selfie, whatever. And she smiles, but the smile is so just dead. Like, there's nothing there. It's just like obviously performative, you know?
Yeah.
And because like immediately once the picture's taken, it's just straight face. And then like she showers, and as she's trying to leave, there's still fans, but she's like, I'm done. Like, she doesn't want no interaction with them. And then like there's this person following her, And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this isn't gonna end good. And then like he's like kind of forces himself on her, and she embraces it at first, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is just more proof of like how emotionally absent she is. You know, she just doesn't give a fuck. And then she jams like her hairpin into his ear.
Yeah.
And doesn't really react to it. Like, doesn't really like, oh, what the fuck did I just do?
Psychopath.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I was just like, okay. So it's establishing emotionally absent. Just, there's nothing. There's nothing there. Like, no connection to any other person. And the scene with the car, like, where she, well, because she hears the knocking, basically has sex with the car. I was like, what am I watching here?
You don't do that with your car? Yeah, but it sounds funny when you describe it to people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she fucks the car. But it's like, it's done like tastefully, I guess. Like, kind of artsy in a way.
Yeah, very artsy. Because in that moment, you see that she does have the ability to have a connection. Whether, even though it's with the fucking
Inanimate
vehicle,
object.
yeah,
Kind of.
like she has that connection. You know, she's enamored with it. You know, she's in love with it. You know, and like she takes it as like the car seducing her, and she gets in and like, but she ends up pregnant. And what I love about this movie is like, it doesn't explain how that happened.
Yeah.
It does not give it any explanation because that doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't really matter how that happened.
It's like this crazy shit happened, but but that's not the point.
It's not the point.
And you're gonna, in any other movie, I feel like that you'd be hyper focused on that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, wait, what happened? But because this movie, like, it touches on so many other things that are, I think, more important.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of just accept it and move on.
Yeah.
Like, you don't dwell on it. Like, you're not like, wait, go back. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because like when you talk about like, oh, you know, a car got her pregnant, you're like, wait, what? How?
Yeah. It doesn't explain.
Yeah, but when you watch the movie, like, you don't really care.
Yeah, you don't.
Like, because it's like everything else is so good in it. Like,
Yeah, because like she ends up. I don't want to go into like beat by beat of the movie, but she ends up on the run, and because there's another incident that further shows her disconnect from people. But she ends up on the run, and she sees there's like a child missing, and had been missing for years, and they kind of age him up to show what the child would look like in today's world, like to keep an eye out for them, you know. And so she gets the idea of like, okay, I'm gonna make myself look like this child, all grown up, and then turn myself in. And then she does that, and then
how brutal is that? Scene?
Dude, dude.
There's two things in this movie that like that when she breaks her nose is pretty hard, and also when she's like biting that girl's nipple.
Oh yeah,
Like
which is the girl from Raw.
is it?
Yeah, that's
I did.
and same name, same character name.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Like it's the same.
I never caught that.
Yeah, it's the same name that she went by in the movie Raw. So I wonder.
Same universe.
Damn, Nick Fury comes in.
You're sending a team.
Similar
Car
team.
fuckers.
No, so yeah, that nose breaking scene was brutal. Does not cut away.
No.
Does not cut away. And like she does this thing where because she fucking breaks her nose on the edge of a sink. She does this thing where she puts her face to it first and then kind of winds up a little bit.
You're just like
And you're just like,
waiting for it.
oh, and then just boom.
Dude, I fucking love French people, dude.
Dude, yeah.
They're so brutal.
So she turns herself in, enters this character who's the father of the child that goes missing. And everything that's being set up for this character kind of makes you feel like, okay, this guy's going to be a piece of shit. That's what I was getting, like, initially. I was like, this guy's going to be like a typical macho piece of shit. You got to be a man. But it doesn't do that.
No, what I thought was gonna happen was like eventually he's gonna find out that that's not his son, and like do something terrible to that person. And it doesn't really do that either.
No. So, okay, I can see why you would think that. I'm gonna talk spoilers. Like I don't care. Everybody needs to see this movie. I thought from the jump he knew. Just because like when they showed him, like they pulled up the blinds and she's in there, and like she has the broken nose, like cut hair. She fucking binds her body so you can't see her breast.
Oh, that's another thing that made me like,
yeah.
because she's pregnant.
She's pregnant, yeah.
She's like binding her stomach, like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, like so she binds her body, so she looks a little more masculine, I guess. But once they bring the blinds up, I feel like his reaction, what I got was like, okay, he doesn't believe it, but he's gonna force himself to believe it because
he needs that person.
He needs it. He needs it. So they go back and they shows him like fucking injecting steroids into his ass. That's when I thought like, okay, this guy's gonna be a piece of shit.
He's a roid rage.
He's roid rage. He's gonna be like, you got to be a man, and gonna be super rough with her, and but no, like that's not what happens.
Ends up being like a great fucking person, kinda.
Yeah, kinda. But that's why I feel like this movie's about unconditional love, because he has this love for her because he's convinced himself that this is his missing son.
Yeah.
And he just, no matter, he does not want to hear it. Like, because there's even another like one of his employees, I guess you could say, kind of is like skeptical. And then he sees like her mugshot, or like a police sketch artist, a sketch of her like wanted, and then he's like, he goes to him and he's like, hey, I need to talk to you about your son, and he immediately shuts it down
Before even like
he's like, I don't want to, you don't talk about my son.
But even when he does discover, like I think he walks in on her changing, right?
Okay,
And
yeah, so
he like hands her clothes back.
Yeah, but do you remember before that, the mom?
Oh yeah. She has a heart. Even she knew right away.
She knew right away, yeah. And then she walked in on her too, and she like grabbed her belly. Remember? But she told her like, you know what? I don't care who you are, where you're from. Take care of him.
Yeah.
Like take care. And obviously, there's still like that love there. Like she still has that love for him. But I feel like because he couldn't accept the fact that their son was gone, that he couldn't let go of that grief. I feel like that's what maybe was the downfall of their marriage and why they're not together anymore.
It's like they still care about each other, but they're just
yeah. So like that's what I think, and that's why I think she was like, take care of him. Fuck it, whatever. He needs this, and she leaves. And then like he ends up walking in on her and sees her breast. And then he gives her a towel. He gives her the towel. And then he says, I don't care who you are. You're my son. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, like, right off the bat, like, I started, like, hating the main character. Because she does kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you're just, like, by the end of the movie, you're, like, sympathizing with her. You're like, oh, dude, like,
yeah,
you feel bad for her and all this. But it's like, she's also not that great of a person herself.
No.
So for a movie like to convince you otherwise, like you see her do all these horrible things, and by the end of the movie, you're like kind of rooting for her.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I'm done.
I think the reason we end up rooting for this character is because the movie does a good job of conveying that she's a terrible person, does these terrible things.
Because she burns her real parents alive, right?
She burns them alive, yeah. But I think it shows you her doing all this shit, but you kind of understand why she is the way she is, because there's a scene where she's watching TV and like her dad comes in, goes to the kitchen, gets food, and then she goes to the kitchen, gets food. They do not interact at all. They don't say one word to each other. Then the mom gets home, kisses her on the head. That's it. There's no connection there.
Yeah.
So I feel like she grew up not having that affection from her parents. She doesn't know it. It's foreign to her. So I think she was kind of the reason I think this is because there's a part in the movie where she realizes that she does have love for this guy, this new her fake dad,
Yeah.
and she tells him like I love you, but then she tries to like kiss him, and he's like, whoa, what the fuck, like, you know. And I think she does that because that's the only way she knows how to show affection,
Yeah.
like with like sex or whatever, you know. So that's why I think like she is the way she is, like the lack of affection, the lack of connection. No, I'm not saying that's like the case for everybody, like in life, you know, like just because your parents didn't love you, you become this fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
You know, it's just I feel like the movie did a good job of representing that, of conveying that, as far as like her character goes, and why you end up kind of sympathizing with her at the end.
Yeah. Like, cause, yeah, cause you understand why she is the way she is, and you understand why the fake dad is the way he is too.
Yeah,
And it's like, man, these characters just happened to find each other. I think when they needed each other the most,
yeah, yeah,
and it just worked out perfect. And like, I think they both know that they both kind of know that they needed each other
yeah,
at that point. And she was very like standoffish at first, and
Yeah.
when she comes around, and like he never gave up on her.
because there is a moment where he lets her leave.
Yeah.
You know, because he's questions like, why are you always trying to leave? And this was before he fully finds out who she is.
Yeah.
And he ends up just giving her the keys. He's like, you know what, here, go ahead. And she immediately takes off, goes, gets on a bus, and then there's a woman that sits not next to her, but like in the same row across the aisle from her. And then like a group of guys, like fucking typical douche jock guys. And they're very crass the way they talk about women and just like basically referring to them as just a hole, you know? Like, oh, whatever hole, like I'll stick it in, whatever. Being very like gross. And then they start catcalling the girl. And like, keep in mind, like the main character, she still looks like a boy, you know?
Yeah.
So she's not experiencing that. And I think in that moment, because they look at each other and they kind of keep exchanging glances, her and the girl. And I think in that moment, she realized, like, you know what? This was the type, that was the life I had before, you know? When she was a dancer, you know, she was like they showed in the beginning of the movie, all these guys wanted to take pictures with her. The guy that tried to kiss her and like force himself on her.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she ended up going back to the house. And she ends up finding him like fucking overdose on steroids.
Yeah.
But he survives. But
Because there's even thoughts like when she's with him, like where she's like, I can kill him right now,
yeah.
and she like contemplates it,
And
but
she doesn't.
She doesn't do it.
And I think that when she goes back and you see her like contemplating about to kill him, she doesn't do it. She gets up and shaves the rest of her hair.
Yeah.
I think I saw that as like her fully accepting her situation now. Just shaving the rest of her hair, so she has like a shaved head, and just fully embracing this new life, I guess, that she has to lead now.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say what happens at the end because I do want people to see it. But that ending was, oh, dude,
Wild.
wild.
I didn't know what I was expecting.
Yeah,
But I wasn't expecting that.
yeah,
And in my head, I'm like, that'd be cool if this is how it ended. And it kind of does end like the way I wanted it to, but I
Yeah.
just wasn't. I didn't think it would.
yeah,
But I like the ending. a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. I loved this movie, man. Like once it was over, I didn't even have anything playing. I was just sitting here because I was taking notes. Like I realize right now as we're talking, I didn't even look at my notebook the whole time.
Yeah.
But like everything I wrote down, like I talked about. But I was just sitting here. The movie was over. Like I just had the TV on the menu and I was just sitting here like thinking about the movie. I was like, fuck.
That's how I felt about the Cell, dude.
Yeah, like it was just, and it looked beautiful also. Looked really good. Performances were great. Like, and just, yeah, I, in my opinion, did such a good job of like showing like that unconditional love. Like,
Yeah, because, and there's even a scene where he kills somebody
yeah,
because of her or like for her
Yeah.
in a way. So you're like, that's what I mean. Like they're both really, like they're both have like problems, but like you said, like their love for each other is like so concrete that it's like nothing is gonna get in the way of that.
yeah,
And like he'll even make sure of it.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
it was a good movie.
It's a really good movie, man.
I definitely want to own it.
I'm kind of bummed that like there's like no sign of her like any upcoming projects or anything.
Yeah, I know.
Because I loved Raw. I love this movie, so I'm like looking forward to see whatever else she does.
Yeah, dude. I definitely want to see whatever she does next. But yeah, man, like this movie, it left me, I guess you could say, speechless, but in like the best way possible.
Yeah, I feel like all the best movies are like that. Though.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you can gather your thoughts after a movie, like it probably didn't do that great of a job.
Yeah.
Because like I'm telling you, dude, the Cell it didn't have like the crazy like story like this movie did. That one was just like to me it was just like eye candy.
Yeah.
Like, but like just those visuals alone like left me like that. Like I was just like I want to see more of this. Like I even kind of like damn I kind of want to rewatch this again. Like that's how much I like but like yeah dude like I hope she does make another movie. Just because like I feel like she's just one of those up and comers, and like so far she's 2 for 2, putting French people back on the map.
Yeah.
And I don't know, would you recommend it
Oh, 100%.
to anyone?
Anybody.
Yeah,
I think because yeah, it does have those body horror elements.
it has a lot of gore.
It is pretty gory. It's funny because like when she finds out that she's pregnant and then she like sticks her hand down her pants and she pulls out on this like oil like black.
Yeah, instead of
In my head I was like, damn girl, you need an oil change. And that oil was black, homie. That shit needs to be like what, like greenish almost.
What?
What? It needs to be clear. It needs to be clear. It shouldn't be black. But yeah, I was like, damn, you need an oil change on me. But yeah, I think everybody should watch it. Like, just it's such a good movie, man. It is so good. Was not expecting it to be as emotional as it was.
Yeah, because like at first like it has like a lot of the gore stuff happens in like the first half.
Yeah,
And you're just expecting like this is gonna be like just that kind of movie.
yeah,
Like just a gore fest. And it just takes like a 180 and it's
Yeah.
just like, no, dude, like it has a heart.
yeah. Basically, but yeah, it's on Hulu, so I think everybody needs to watch it. You have anything else you want to mention before I get into the polls or questions or whatnot?
Nope.
No,
I
nothing.
think so.
Do you own Titane at all?
No. That's
Is there like a
I think just basic Blu-ray.
yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, so as of right now, the latest poll I had up was for the episode Furious Jumping, where we talked about
AI.
AI, and then Poor Things. Fuck, I can't think of the name. And I put, do you care if AI art is used in movies? Because we mentioned like Late Night with the Devil
Yeah.
and all that shit. And it got everybody who voted no, they don't care. Except Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
She voted no, but she commented saying, I meant to say yes, I mind. AI isn't nuanced as the human touch when it comes to such specific human experiences translated to art. What do you think about that?
I mean, yeah. But I touched on that too, where I said like, just because it's something that AI generated doesn't mean it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
What I got out of it was, if it can give ideas to writers,
Yeah.
or cinematographers or anything, because I brought out those examples of like how like the AI generated art with like Akira and Jodorowsky's
That's
and all
right.
that. I'm like, dude, like if somebody was to see this and get like ideas for like costumes and stuff, like I'm like, why not do it? You know? Because I mean, like you said, Madam Web, like that's man-made, and it's just like
that felt AI made, to be completely honest.
So it's like
Fully AI made.
like, dude, use AI, get some inspiration, and then do it that way. Like I don't think we're like it's at the point where like it could even generate a movie on its own yet. Like I think it will happen in the next like 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Even then, like I don't care. Like don't deprive me of seeing something cool just because a human didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if Terminator, those movies do come true, Skynet, that'd be kind of sick.
Fuck no.
That'd be tight.
No,
Dude.
I'm down.
Where, just say that you're for it, dude. That way they don't kill us when the time comes.
Right? Yeah, I'm for it. Michael says, Late Night with the Devil was fucking awesome. All for AI. Also, Eddie, the Harry Potter movie you liked was Goblet of Fire, not Order of the Phoenix. Psh, I never thought I would say those words.
Wait, how would he know?
I don't know. That's what he said.
No, it was Order of the Phoenix.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
And then the last comment is the one that had me dying when I read it. And I think I sent it to you. From Evan Burke. AI this, AI that. I don't see you getting bitches. AI these nuts. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate the kind words.
I was looking up the director of the Cell's quotes.
Yeah.
And he had this long quote about, like, I think it was about his second film, the Fall.
Uh-huh.
And he was talking about how it took him like 17 years to get the money to make that movie or something like that. Because it's a movie that he's been wanting to make. And I think it took him to make The Cell to prove, like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
And he's talking about that movie, and he's like, it's a very polarizing film. And he's like, but I feel like all films should be polarizing. He's saying there's nothing worse than somebody watching a movie and not caring.
Yeah.
He's like, I either want people to hate it or love it. He's like, it's that in between that scares me.
Yeah.
And I've said that, I don't remember what episode I mentioned that, where it's like, if you make a movie and somebody's like, oh, whatever, like, I feel that's so much worse than someone hating it.
Yeah.
It's like, did my movie not make an impression enough on you to, like, where it didn't get you, like, emotional, whether it's good or bad? Like, it didn't, like it, I feel like that's just like saying the movie is like, it's just saying that your shit was boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially.
And like, that's what I'm like, out. Like, that's why, like, I'm just like, I hate when people don't have opinions on shit, because it's like,
Or on the fence.
yeah, like, even with music or whatever, like, people are so scared to talk shit. They don't want to be a hater. And it's like, no, dude, be a hater. Have a strong opinion. Like, don't be, whether it's good or bad, like, have an opinion. But just don't be like, whatever. Because then I feel like that's, like, what kills art, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just don't not care about it. Especially, like, that time with, like, film, just because, like, I love film so much. And I respect it enough to where, like, if something is bad, I will say that movie is dog shit. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, like, fucking Chris Stuckman and be like, I don't want to shit on movies and blah, blah, blah. Like, no, dude, shit on movies, shit on actors, shit on musicians, praise them. Like, who cares? Like, just have an opinion, though.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, just have a strong opinion on movies.
Have a strong opinion on everything.
Yeah.
Question everything.
Yeah.
Because if not, that shit boring as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, every movie, like, if I watch a movie and it's like, that's kind of how I felt like when with what was it, Boyhood.
Uh-huh.
Like, the more I thought about it, I'm like, I did think this movie was kind of boring, just because, like, I didn't have, like, a huge opinion on it, and it's like, there's my answer.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, so it's just, that's worse. But what movie did I hate?
Green Inferno.
Yeah, dude.
I was going to bring that up because I was like, so by that logic, Green Inferno is
it did something right somewhere.
something, yeah. Because it did evoke that
I
emotion.
hated that movie, dude. Dark Knight Rises too.
Always tight. We'll see everybody next time.